Weekly Packers Corner. We're doing a preseason or a pre-game kickoff preview here for the first time, going live, breaking down the Packers' big matchup against the Vikings here today, and getting a little bit of celebration in from the New Year as well. So, Derek and Schmitty, I see you guys are lively, recovering from yesterday. You got a little coffee there. How are you feeling about the game coming up at 3 o'clock here?
I'm feeling positive. Keeping it positive. It's our time. Everything's falling our way. You know, we thought we were going all the way the last few years. This year we thought we were nothing, and maybe we'll get the opposite like we've gotten the last couple of years of what we expected, and we can sneak in here.
How's the Browns game going at the moment?
The Browns are up 10-7, and they have the ball, I believe, is the current situation.
The midfield, 2nd and 10. 4 minutes left in the third.
Late in the third
with
quarter.
the lead. Wouldn't it be magical if going into Week 18 we had our own destiny right in front of us? Didn't have to rely upon anyone else. Get a win, and you're likely going back to the land of the purple to dash their hopes and dreams. Oh, that would be so tasty.
Now I see you got the Jair Alexander jersey on there, Derek. We talked a little bit last night. They kind of blew his comments quite a bit out of proportion there, but talked about it being a fluke last time against Justin Jefferson after, praising him for about 30 seconds before that. But there's going to be a bit of a storyline there regardless of which way it goes. Who do you think gets the better end of that one? Or do we, kind of do like we did last time and we don't have Jair lined up against him directly a ton?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. Well, we were at the game week 1, and Jair didn't really cover Justin, like maybe a couple times only. But since Jair doesn't follow people normally, he wasn't really matched up with JJ. So it's funny that the comments were made, the comments were blown out of proportion, also and taken out of context a little bit when they didn't even really match up that much. But I think they might more. I think our scheme hopefully has them matched up more.
Yeah.
I think the Vikings do such a good job of moving JJ around, similar to what we would do with Devontae, that it's just inherently difficult to make those matchups happen. And Jair consistently stays on his side. But yes, maybe there's a wrinkle there, and we will have him follow JJ a little bit more this game.
Dad, you got the Bart Starr jersey there ready to go. Undefeated this year when you've worn that one. Am I understanding that correctly?
Undefeated with this jersey, but now we got some house cleaning to do here. I got a big smile on my face because Schmitty's all over here talking how tasty it would be. Last week we had to almost give him CPR. He wanted this thing to be over. He said, enough of this. I just get it over with. He was fed up with the Packers. And God love him, by the end of the podcast last week, he picked him to win, which was a minor miracle, but they did it. But I'm glad to see we got Schmitty back. He must have had a good New Year's. Are you guys drinking coffee or the hair of the dog over there? Are you?
Oh, I think they might have.
There they are. Is that coffee in that mug, or is that a few fingers? There we go. All right. There we go.
We must have lost Gar's audio, so we weren't hearing his response there. So we quick
Okay,
refresh.
I had to tune you out. I didn't hear your answer for a second. We got an echo now, so let me fix that. Now our echo should be better that way.
Is that better?
Awesome. What was your guys' response to my dad's question there?
Well, they didn't hear me, I don't
Yeah, we missed Gar's response to your question with the Bart Starr and stuff, so we kind of missed that whole.
Let me just say, Schmitty.
Browns are driving. Go ahead, Gar. They converted a 2nd and 18. They're in the red zone. It's all coming together, Gar.
Buddy, I was just relating how last week we had you on depression watch because you came in, you wanted it to be all over. The Packers are
Breaking
done.
news.
Just get it over with.
No,
and
we
then
want
by
to
the end of the podcast, you picked him to win. So I'm glad you've turned the corner where you don't have to worry about you anymore.
Oh, he stays positive when he's with me.
just in this around Derek's aura, you have nothing but positivity here. So I have no other choice. So here I am. So great place for me to be taking in this game. Otherwise, it might be absolute meltdown mode. So
We're like 14-2 when he watches at my apartment.
Nice.
Last 3 years. But my dad just informed us Keyshawn Nixon and Christian Watson are both active.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's big
huge
news.
news. Huge news. Bakhtiari is playing. A couple key inactives for the Vikings. Irv Smith is on IR, and then you have Bradbury. Starting offensive lineman will not be playing today.
We had I've rolled the dice a little bit in fantasy football in our fantasy league here, Derek, and started Christian Watson. I had just had a feeling he might catch a deep one, so we'll see if that comes to fruition here. But I had to go out on a limb and at least give him the chance to make a play and win the championship for me here.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
And, I'm playing Ben J., noted Viking fan. So if it all came together, I figured we might as well swing for the big win where he cinches the Packers a victory and I get one as well would be the ultimate right there. So see if that can all come to pass. What are you looking for out of Aaron Rodgers here today, Dad?
Yeah, let's go! Touchdown! Touchdown! Cleveland Football Browns. Yes.
So
The
that
Cleveland
question
Football Browns.
actually shapes up pretty nicely with the background going on there, because now it's all looking like it could be in Aaron's hands.
Yeah.
And, I think Aaron needs help from me. I think maybe when we come to the prognostications, I'll share how I'm going to help Aaron out. But Aaron has not been very good in big games of late. You might say he did pretty well in the Dallas game. Dallas kind of handed us a little help in the fourth quarter there. And last week, Tua absolutely was concussed, and it looked like it as he kept throwing the ball to us. I don't think we can expect that from Kirk Cousins. So I think your question is prescient in the sense that it's probably going to come down to Aaron having to outduel Kirk Cousins to get it done today. So hopefully, for the first time in a long time, Aaron can show up and throw for more than 250 yards and be big at the end of the game when it matters.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't know about the 250 yards thing. That doesn't seem to be our offense. We don't throw for a lot of yards, but yeah, Aaron maybe hasn't been great in big games, but he's always good in prime time. And not that this is prime time, but a big key that actually isn't a key. Kirk Cousins, he's not playing at noon. We're playing at 3:30, so Kirk Cousins in non-noon games, it usually bodes well for the opposing team.
What do you feel about the Vegas line over there, guys? I was a little surprised. I know it's a home game at Lambeau late in the season, yada, yada, yada. Matt LaFleur is undefeated in December, all these things. But I was a little surprised to see us favored. I thought it might be a little bit tighter.
In a game where you're evenly matched, usually Vegas will then side. They'll give the home team the edge. So that's the case here. It's been teetering around 3 points the entire time. It got pretty strong. It opened at 3, was at -110, then got to as strong as -125. So there was money coming in on the Packers, and now it's settled back down where it's -110 again at -3. So money's bouncing back and forth. It's going to be an incredibly close game. You have basically a 50-50 of opinions in the public.
Yeah, I wasn't too surprised about it. It's kind of where I expected it, and we kind of were clued into this a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, when the Vikings were underdogs at the Lions. So, I mean, I knew we would be favored. 3.5 seemed right. They're also taking into account how lucky the Vikings have been. Like, they're the worst. I think they're a very good team, honestly, but they are easily the worst 12-3 team, probably in NFL history. So, I don't know. I think it's the right line. I could see us winning by 3, roughly.
I would take it. I would take that every day of the week. Well, do you think we should? I'm going to put up the call-in number here. I saw your Uncle Jim was on there. We'll see if anyone gives us a ring here. I might send out the link a couple places, see if anyone else wants to prognosticate with us here. We might hear a little ringing in the background. If you do, I'll try and keep it to a dull roar until I got someone on the horn there. Otherwise, we might have to call in a few noted friends of the podcast here, a couple of the Packer faithful. We'll see what you guys think as we approach kickoff here. You have a thought there,
Griff?
Yeah.
While we're waiting for the call-ins, we need to go back a little bit and hash over the end of that game last week. Derek brings up a good
Dive
point. It
into
hasn't
it.
been our offense to get a lot of passing yards. But if Aaron Rodgers throws a decent ball to Christian Watson, he has a touchdown and 50 more passing yards. If he throws another decent ball on the out pattern to Watson, doesn't make him turn around, he has another touchdown. If he finds Lazard, who's wide open for 5 seconds on the 2-yard line, pregnant, waiting for the ball, and finally he throws it into coverage and it gets deflected, we have another touchdown. If he hits Randall Cobb on the 5-yard line when he's wide open, we have a third touchdown. So Rodgers cannot miss these plays this week. It's time for the non-ayahuasca Rodgers. And you know what? By the way, this game might be a moratorium on ayahuasca. We're going to see if the ayahuasca guy can finally get it done, or if the clean cut, nice haircut, doesn't look like Lenny or Squiggy, Kirk Cousins gets it done. And then maybe once and for all we can decide whether it should be a nice clean haircut and no ayahuasca, or what the heck's going on. So we got a big game, moratorium game out there.
I like it, the moratorium.
For sure.
Yeah, I think whatever it takes to get the win, right? So he's been hot as of late. Is the thumb coming around for Aaron, or what's been? I mean, we had a little bit less stiff competition in the last few weeks here. Rodgers hasn't exactly put us on his back in any game other than maybe a little bit against the Cowboys. But the team has been winning. I think, the Dolphins game, Tua getting knocked around a little bit maybe played a role there. He kind of coughed up a couple easy ones. But can Rodgers show a little bit of that classic MVP form and throw a couple in the end zone, maybe break the 300-yard mark, something he hasn't done in quite some time?
It's highly unlikely, and I would not, if I'm a betting man, which I am, would not expect Aaron Rodgers to break 300 maybe this entire season.
I'll take the opposite.
he
I
hasn't
think Aaron's
yet.
breaking 300 this week. I think this is the week. Vikings defense is depleted. Secondary's depleted. We'll key on Zadarius, make sure he doesn't get any big sacks, big plays. This is the week. Aaron comes through. Vintage Aaron.
It certainly helps to have Watson in the lineup, but he is active. However, at what capacity? And maybe we'll find out pretty quickly if he's out there on the opening drive, the first play of the game. Maybe that's a telltale sign of what his status is. But active doesn't necessarily mean ready to take on 50 snaps in a game. So something to key in on.
Dad, you mentioned some house cleaning. Did you get what you were hoping for out of the way there? Do you have any other thoughts on that end?
Well, I don't know if the boys picked up on my angst of Aaron's inability to find open receivers. It's clear that he still has
picked it up.
Okay. It's clear that he still has I mean, it's interesting. We've talked about this. Peyton Manning and Drew Brees at the end both had a couple pea shooters for arms. They were clearly in decline in terms of their arm strength. Aaron does not appear to be in decline with his arm strength.
Right.
And I think, the thumb has been a factor this year. But more than that, he has not adjusted to not being able to look off the defense and go to Devontae Adams every single time. He hasn't had the old Aaron that we used to see that would survey the field and figure out where the blitz was coming from or figure out where the weakness was going to be, let a guy get into a second window, anticipate. He's just missing wide open guys and reading the field. And so I'm with Derek. The law of the averages might dictate that it's finally time. And the plays have been there for him to have over 300 yards. He just needs to make the plays that are there.
Right.
on the other hand, Kirk Cousins has just been unconscious this year when it mattered. His touchdowns and interceptions aren't that much different than Aaron's. But in the big time, at the end of games, he has flat out gotten it done. And I think it may come down to something like that today. Does Kirk finally return to the mean? Digress back to the mean? And does Aaron rise to the mean? Might be a formula short of the fact that our defense is going to have to do a heck of a lot better job on JJ. And, can we... the kind of unsung heroes of this latest push is our special teams. Oh my gosh! Imagine if we'd had special teams like this last year, boys. We would have.
Exactly.
Holy Toledo! So hopefully all that adds up to something that can push us over the top. But I think Aaron is going to have to be really good today.
My big
Yeah, I
prediction
agree.
last week was that we needed the MVP performance from him, right? And it ended up being the defense that stepped up to the tune of 3 second-half interceptions, I believe. No second-half points allowed against a little bit of a shaky Tua. But maybe a non-noon window Cousins can cough a couple up to the defense. And it seems like they kind of have to be opportunistic. They haven't slowed down a lot of teams in terms of yardage and so forth. But when we can force the turnovers, that can, of course, swing the game around. That's what we did against the Dolphins. I think we might need to get a couple coughed up. Dalvin Cook maybe cough one up there, something along those lines. Big turnover. Or playing the special teams games, like you said. They've been a lot better than in previous years. Go back to the San Fran game last year that did us in and pretty much single-handedly lost it on special teams, but Rodgers didn't show up either. So it takes maybe 2 out of 3 phases playing well. Might be enough to get it done. I don't know.
The Packers have the longest active streak for causing a turnover, 9 weeks in a row of a turnover. We need that to continue. Would love to be +2 in the turnover ratio today, and that probably wins us this ball game, being that it is a 3-point game.
Did Schmitty just let a subliminal little slip there? Did he say something about love?
No.
Is it,
No, that would be great.
was that out of context? I thought maybe
That was very out of context. How dare you?
All right. Look, Schmitty, I love you. I'm not out of context either. I just wanted to clarify for you.
No. There's, you know what? If we go into predictions here for the game, I think we can start talking about what the future lies for the Green Bay Packers. But we'll wait for that segment.
There you go.
Let's punch our ticket to the postseason first. Well, how do you guys feel about giving Al Larson a call here? Should we get him on the horn?
Oh,
That'd be great.
Please, I
That'd be
would
great.
love that.
I want to interject a
Put
quick,
his
just
Put
playoff
Vince Lombardi
implication.
glasses on.
Lombardi glasses.
Oh, he's got a picture of himself, doesn't he, down in the
Oh
den
yes,
there?
yeah, that's a great picture.
What was your playoff implication thought there,
Yeah,
Derek?
so just a couple updates in the last 10 minutes. Buccaneers had a short field goal blocked by the Panthers, so Panthers are still in control there. They're in the red zone now, actually.
We need a
Patriots got
Deontay
pick-
Foreman touchdown.
What was that?
We need a Deontay Foreman touchdown.
Nope, we don't. Patriots got a pick 6, but then missed the extra point, so they're up by 2 against the Dolphins. And then there's one other. Well, Browns are still up 10. 3rd and 10 for Washington.
They just kicked the field goal.
Okay, so now the Browns are up by 7. Washington got a field goal. Fourth
How
quarter.
much time?
12.
10 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
That's been a fast game. They've been running the ball a lot, at least in the first
That
half.
might be the first one to end.
It will be, yeah.
Yeah.
These guys are going to be crapping their pants. The Green Bay locker room, knowing that 45 minutes before they're about to go out there, that they have their destiny in front of them. Maybe they use that to their benefit. Maybe, just maybe, the leaders of that locker room, the Mercedes Lewis's, the Aaron Rodgers, brings these guys together before they all head out to play this game and have a come to a realization that this is now in their hands. Take care of business today.
Hang on, Browns.
couple smaller implications. Chiefs are down by 4 and are punting to the Broncos. Yes, Russell Wilson is all jacked up, excited. He ran for a touchdown. He threw for a touchdown, acting like he's playing for something. So that affects 1 seed implications.
He might
if
be
the
playing
Chiefs
for a
end.
job. Who knows?
Well, that too, I guess. Well, no, he's gotten paid too much money.
Probably.
So yeah, Chiefs 1 seed might get knocked out of the 1 seed. Eagles are still trailing, but they're
Saints
about to get the ball
winning.
back.
The Saints beating the Eagles this week. So that would help us going into next week because both the Cowboys who would play Washington would have something to play for, and that's incredibly important. So we do want the Saints to win today.
Not important because the Browns are going to win.
The Browns might not win.
How about
Probably not
the guys? How about the notion that the Eagles getting beat gives the Vikings hope for the number 1 seed, and they play hard too. Is that not
Well,
a thing?
No, I agreed, and I have thought about that, which is why I wish the 49ers didn't go on their huge run these last, 5 weeks, because I really wanted the Vikings to, just be kind of locked into the 2 seed and not, they still have obviously less motivation than us, but they have a good amount of motivation. But I want the Vikings to get the 2 seed also, because if we sneak in, I want to play the Vikings.
Well, there's no
Agreed.
chance we're going to get anything but the Vikings' best shot today. I think that's pretty clear.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. You guys are here at ringing here. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
see if we can
Let's
get
get
through
Al.
with Al, and then I'll kind of turn it over to you guys, and you can pepper him with any questions you have. We'll get his take here.
What's up with you? You good?
Yeah. Fine. Oh, you did order pizza.
Yeah.
Hello, Al. How you doing? I got you live here with all the Beta boys. We got my dad and Derek and Schmitty here. You getting pretty
Is that
antsy
right?
for kickoff?
Is that right? All right. Can you hear me?
What's up? I'm gonna let the guys ask you a few questions here. We want to get your take before we jump into the kickoff here, I guess. Are you feeling confident? You a little nervous? What's your game day experience been like so far?
Feeling pretty confident. Does anybody know who the inactives are yet?
Watson's active. Nixon is active.
Nice.
Bakhtiari's active.
That's very good.
Yeah. I don't know if there's inactives.
Because all the usual.
No one relevant is
No one
inactive. Yeah.
relevant. Like the receiver.
Well,
they just picked
well,
up and
is
practice
Watson and
guys,
Nixon
they-
being
guys
active is
they-
a good thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. That's huge.
Remember, the backup kicker is active too.
We had, of course, that 75-yard bomb that Watson should have had a touchdown against the Vikings the first time.
Yeah.
They were asking him kind
But
of
he
throughout
is-
the week, would he like to see something like that? And he kind of had a sly little smile. So I think they're going to have something cooked up with him. Even though he didn't practice much, Al, I felt like they were fairly confident, just the way I heard those guys talking this week, that he was going to play. I don't know if you watched much of that coverage, but I think they're going to have something prepared for him.
I think they will. And if he can run, if he's still fast and the hip isn't bothering him that much, he'll stretch the field to open up other things as well. So I'm feeling pretty confident about this game. I don't know why, but I am. And
You watching the
Cleveland
Browns
losing-
Commanders at all over there, Al?
It's I haven't watched it. I've been visiting my mom and running around at the store and stuff, but I did see it was 17-7 Browns. I don't know what's the score right now.
Yeah, 17-10, Al.
17-10 now, but the Browns are at midfield.
Al, can we
Good.
get a prediction for the outcome today with the score, please?
I am going to say 27-24 Packers. No, 27-23 Packers.
Perfect.
I love it.
Packers cover.
I love it. Dad,
So,
you got something
what else?
for Al there?
Yeah, Al, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Old buddy, my old fishing buddy, I just want you to know, totally outside of football here, but still good karma. I got that black and gold bucktail with the perch skirt that you caught all those muskies on. I'm making you a brand new one this year because I used the same one up at Eagle Lake and it was hotter than a pistol last summer. So you just stand secure in the knowledge that you are taken care of, buddy.
That's awesome. Glad to hear that.
You bet. Go Pack.
What do you, Dart, what do you think about the Packer game today? Or have you already told those guys?
Well, we're about to get into our prediction section, so I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but you turn on your beta boys, and we're going live on YouTube, and you will see it up close and personal and living color when I divulge. I know America wants to know what I think about this game, so it's going to happen soon, buddy.
We'll build up to it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll send you a link here after we're done, Al.
All right, sounds great.
Any final thoughts for our viewers here, or any inspirational words for the Pack before they go into battle?
No, let's just go out and get this thing done. I mean, if the Browns help us out today, they will go in knowing that that's what they do the next two games. They'll be in the playoffs. So the Browns win, and they'll know it before they step out on that field. They need to take care of business.
I love it, Al. Let's go get the victory. Thanks for joining us here. Glad we got to hear your voice.
Yep.
I think that's a good omen, getting Al on the podcast here. That certainly can't hurt our chances.
Let's hope so.
Pleasure talking with you, Al. Take care and go Pack.
Go
All right,
Pack.
Go
take
Pack.
care. Bye.
There we go. That worked without a technical hiccup. I'm a little bit shocked over here. That was pretty cool.
That was great.
Good job, Griff, on the technical
one in a row.
aspect.
There we go. We got that covered. I can't follow the TV as much here, so you guys keep chiming in here if you got any Browns Commanders
so
updates as that
Browns
happens.
just went for it on 4th and inches and did a QB sneak and got it, and now it's 2nd and 2, and the clock is ticking along.
If everything goes correctly, at least Washington will be down 2 scores
Yeah, they're
with
close.
their last possession.
They're long field goal range right now, but if they get the first, it's going to be under 4 minutes and field goal attempt at worst.
Wow. That's huge.
Getting excited.
And this is the fastest game of the NFL season. I think it all came together for a reason.
It's gonna be done by
divine
2:30.
intervention. It'll be done in the next 10 minutes. The Packers will
We'll have
go.
an hour.
The whole fan base, Lambeau Nation, will have had 17 cocktails leading into 3:25 kickoff. The place is going to be rocking because they know we have a chance. Griffey, Gar, how exciting would this be for us to win the game?
Hey, I got a couple thoughts for you guys real quick here. Sorry to cut you off. We got Nick in the chat. We might have to give him a call here. He's sending us some comments. He's cheering for the Browns and so forth. And then we got our buddy here, Joe Swanson, noted Viking fan, is in the chats there as well. He had a question for the group here. He was wondering if we think the weather's going to have any impact on the game here today.
Who is this? Who is it?
No.
Joe Swanson?
Joe.
Who's that guy?
Is it
You
weather
know Joe.
guy?
Noted Vikings fan? First time I've ever
Yeah.
heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Tell him to get off of our channel.
He came to trivia with us.
Oh, him.
he's-
He's a good guy.
He's okay.
I think the answer is no. The weather will have no effect whatsoever.
Yeah, the weather,
it's going to be
it's
40 degrees and
on the
no
screen.
It's going to be nice
precipitation.
football weather.
Switch it.
Even the candy-ass weather Viking home dome team will be able to handle that weather, so they'll have no effect whatsoever.
Is that an interception?
Yeah.
You got
Oh,
defeated?
Nick Knight might be ahead of us, but he just texted TD all exclamations.
Yeah, my dad already
Here it
spoiled
is.
it too. We're going to see
Here
it on the red
comes.
zone here.
Watch it. Come on. Show it.
5.5 minutes
He says,
left.
"There's your
33-yard
dagger."
line, 1st and 10. Deshaun stepping up, throwing to the 15. Cooper.
Let's go!
Amari
Let's
Cooper.
Amari
go.
Cooper.
Second touchdown.
2-touchdown lead.
It's over.
I got an observation, Griff.
98.7%.
Oh, Tom Brady, 57-yard touchdown to Mike Evans as well.
Irrelevant.
Narrowing
They
Ben
lost.
Jay's league on a fantasy update here.
Brady's going for 2 right now. They're down by 5. And he
No, we
throws
got to
a
give Ben
pick.
Jay a call here on this podcast as well. He's a Vikings fan. He's in the fantasy league. I'm playing him in the championship, so we'll get his
No, Ben
perspective
Johnson
on
can't
both
call.
here before we get to kickoff.
He's a Viking fan.
No, Griffey,
No, it's easy.
Oh,
hang up.
He's got it.
Oh, I have a missed call. Great.
You can't handle a Ben Jay chat, Schmitty?
No. I'll be. That will mentally shatter me. Please do not.
We gotta
Bring him in.
call into the podcast from our previous number. Let me answer this here. Nick, we got you live here.
To
Can you
accept,
hear me?
press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Nick, we got you live here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me or on speaker? It might be fuzzy.
We got you. We got Schmitty on the horn. I just lost my dad. He might be logging back in here momentarily. I think is what might have happened there. We got internet issues there sometimes, so we're getting through it. But how about
Okay.
the Browns?
Hey, they came through for us. It's all coming together. It is all coming together, and I'm starting to get a little bit more emotionally invested as each minute passes here.
I know.
Oh, don't.
I thought
do
you
it.
never doubted
Don't
him.
do it, Nick.
I think we can all but guarantee we're going to get it done and knock those Vikes out of the playoffs.
Hey, do you guys have Kyle there with you, Schmitty?
We do.
Yeah, I'm here.
Let Kyle say hi if he wants.
Yes, here. Kyle, come take a seat.
We got Kyle
I'm here.
and Nick and Schmitty here. How's it going, Kyle?
Good. I think Derek went to get the pizza or something, so.
So there you
Okay,
go. You
he's
got to
loaded
load up.
that way.
You got a carbo load.
Griffey, we got to get Kyle's prediction here for what's
Yeah.
about to take place. So please, Kyle.
My
What are you thinking,
prediction-
Kyle?
I'm leaning towards Al's prediction. Packers 27. And I think the defense comes through like the Vikings 20.
Another cover. We love it.
I like it. I'm sending my dad another link here, so I'm kind of multitasking. You guys can chat away. I'll let you
Yes,
guys direct the
I
conversation
do
from
want to play the over-under game because that's always a fun game. Derek and Gar apparently think that Rodgers is going to have some fabulous game today. I can't imagine that Vegas thinks that he's going to even come close to 300 yards, but we're about to find out.
I mean, the over-under's got to be like, what, 250?
That's what I would guess too, 250.
Over-under for our front Aaron is 259 and a half. So
Is it?
just
Okay.
about probably what his
Close.
average is. His average is what, around 240, I think, this year. So
Yeah,
I
that
think
sounds
he's gonna
right.
have a little
But
bit
they're-
more.
Their pass defense is pretty suspect, so.
They are predicting Kirk Cousins will have more pass yards than our friend Aaron today.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Who's gonna
But-
lead the rushing attack? I know we'd all kind of hope and wish it was Aaron Jones, but he was a little bit limited last week. Who do you see getting it done more effectively on the ground out of those our two-headed beasts there?
Vegas believes that it'll be almost a touch-for-touch game today between Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Aaron Jones, 53 and a half yards. A.J. Dillon, 48 and a half yards. So a 5-yard difference between the two today. So I just think that speaks to the injuries that Aaron Jones is fighting through. It sounded like even on Tuesday when Aaron does a spot with Pat McAfee that Aaron Jones, and I know it's no secret that he's been fighting through some stuff. So I think we'll see a lot of our friend 28 today.
Are you okay with that?
Nick?
Sorry, I'm in the zone watching this Browns Redskins game here.
The game's over, Nick.
You don't need to be.
I know. I'm getting nervous. What was the
We
question?
were invested in already.
We were asking about the split between Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon.
Oh yeah, is Aaron Jones going to get the ball this week, or what the heck's going on?
That's what we're wondering. Sounds like Vegas has them projected, Schmitty was saying, for sort of an even split.
Well, last week was pretty sketch with Aaron Jones. They knew that he was injured.
Yeah. Well, the more times he touches the ball, the better chances we have of winning. So I hope he gets some touches here.
Did you drop off?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys do predictions?
No, not yet. We'll wait for Gar to get back. I do want to say
3rd and 4.
that
Go ahead.
Justin Jefferson is projected to have over 100 yards receiving today. Do we feel that's going to occur? That the Rasul Douglases of the world are going to be able to do anything about purple number 18? That's my biggest concern.
Look at week 1. I mean, what did he drop?
It was
on
a
us
fluke.
Week 1? He killed us.
It was a fluke. Noted fluke.
Hopefully, we made adjustments.
There's no Panthers losing.
What's that, Nick?
Waddle's out with a concussion.
You think so?
He's
Was
got-
he wobbly?
He got nailed in the head. I don't know.
3 catches for 52 yards. Isn't
Nick,
enough.
do we have you
Griffey.
there still?
Yeah, I'm here,
Is
but
Gar
it's kind of
available?
echoing a little bit.
Okay. Well, I think we might
Hey,
try and get my dad back on the phone because his internet's not cooperating. So we'll go just all audio with him here.
Okay.
But thanks for joining us, Nick. Go Pack.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm
we
gonna
might
give-
have to be
I'm
back
gonna
in the
give you
wood
my
panel
prediction
basement.
before I leave.
Yeah, let's get it
I'm
from
gonna
you.
give you my prediction before I leave.
What do you got?
Okay, it's gonna be 30-24, and they are gonna have the ball last, and we're gonna have to stop them to win.
Okay.
I like
We're-
it. And the
we're gonna
defense is
do
going to
it.
come through? Are they going to do
And the
it?
defense is gonna come through. Yep.
I love to hear it. Lock it in. Hey, we got a
There
lot of
you go.
Packer predictions today. You think we're excited for this one at all?
I think so. But all right,
Awesome.
boys, take care of it here. I'll tune back into the stream and hang up here. So
Yeah.
All
See you,
right.
Nick. Go Pack.
Grace
Go
is going to
Pack.
root us to victory here. Take care, Nick.
they
Yep.
picked it off. All right, see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, did
right,
he just
let's see
spoil
if I can
something?
get my dad to-
Interception in the end zone? Yep.
I
He's like, oh, they picked it off.
think he's bobbling it. We'll see.
And it's officially over or not quite?
They'll have to review it. It sounds like it was the back of the end zone, like a 30, 40-yard pass. Kind of Hail Mary on first down. Don't know why Wentz did that. It was double coverage.
Hey, bud.
Let's see the replay.
Hey, Dad, we got
1
you on
foot,
the
2.
on the,
We can
podcast
see his
here.
hands.
All right.
Yeah.
We lost the internet there?
By Wentz.
Is that what happened, Dad? The internet go out?
Looks like the internet went out here, and we're trying to get it back up. Apparently,
Well, if it's
back
not
up.
cooperating, if it doesn't cooperate, you might just have to head this way for the Packer game. I'll have it all up here and ready to go so you don't miss it.
Yeah, we can't have a catastrophe like that. So
No.
let's not quite give up yet.
Okay,
We'll
we'll hold
keep
out some
working
hope
on it.
that way.
Yeah,
Since
what's
we've
going
been
on
off
with
the
the-
air here, it looks like things have gotten pretty darn good for the Cleveland Browns.
Unreal. I was
So-
just going to observe. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep, we got you.
It's a little, and we got a lot of experts on I think we might be back here. We got a lot of experts on Packer history here. So this reminds me a little bit of the day when if I have it right, the Packers had to beat Denver and the Vikings had to beat Arizona for us to make the playoffs. And
Vikings
you were
had to
about
lose
10
to
years
Arizona.
old. Huh?
Vikings had to lose to the Cardinals, right?
Yeah, excuse me. And the Vikings were ahead by 14 points with 2 minutes to go, or 13, whatever it was. And Griff said, "It's over, Dad. It's over, Dad. Forget about it. We can't do it." I said, "Bud, it doesn't look good. The odds are not with us, but anytime you have the ball with over 2 minutes to go and 3 timeouts and you have 3 possessions, the game is not over. It's
true.
not over until we say it's over." And remember when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? So that all ended up with the famous Paul Allen, "No."
Yes.
So maybe we can duplicate. Who knows?
We got you on video, Gar. We can hear you good without the phone, actually, now. Right, Griff?
Oh, okay. Let me turn this off.
You guys could hear him, but I didn't have him in the deal, so no one else
Oh, yeah, I
live
could
on
hear
the
him,
internet.
so it was echoing, but that's good that it wasn't on your end.
Yeah. Let me bring you back
Yeah.
in. Give me just a second, Dad.
I have you, but Griff might need to change it. But yeah,
Now
no,
we
that's-
got you.
That
He's
was
back.
legendary. I feel like we almost shook the house down when that play happened. The famous push-out rule, because there was no chance he was getting 2 feet in bounds without the push-out rule. Yeah,
Josh
definitely one of
McCown.
the top 10 plays in my lifetime, memory-wise.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You can hear us here? Everything's good, Dad?
I am. I got so many versions up, I think I might have to close some of these. I don't know.
Hey, we're battling against the technological forces, and overall it's going pretty well. If the Packers can do as well as we have against technology, there's a lot of hope today.
Am I good
No.
now?
Everything looks great. We're golden that way.
Good. Good. Yeah, that would,
And it's
that
all
would
coming
be
into
quite
place
a
just
deal
like it
if we
did.
could reenact that.
Well, you know what
Yeah,
the
maybe-
Packers had to do that day? It was kind of in reverse order because the Packers got done before the Viking game, and it was done early because Packers won 30-3 against the Denver Broncos, if memory serves me correctly. This is
Yeah.
kind of the reverse, right? We had to sit here waiting for that Browns game, and now we get our chance to go take care of business. But it does have a little bit of that feel to it, so I'm excited to see what can happen, certainly. What did Jim
So the
say?
Pa-
Jim was in the comments. Derek's uncle was saying he was
Was
in the
he?
stadium that day, and it started as a murmur in the crowd. I suppose we didn't quite have the internet technologies we do. You couldn't just go on the internet and watch the game. And then the whole crowd broke out into raucous cheering. That had to have been pretty cool in Lambeau Field. They didn't have it up on the Jumbotron there, Jim, huh? I guess we'll have to see if he responds to that in the chat. But
So
you
those
would think
games were
some of the
actually
time they
happening.
put up
Yeah,
the
so
game,
they're happening
right?
simultaneously. And I remember I wasn't really watching the Packer game because we were blowing them out. And I was
Were you
mostly
with
watching
them
the
there,
Viking
Derek?
game. Cardinals. What's up?
Were you with him there at the?
No, I was at home. I was
Okay.
at home with Kirk and my dad. But I think the Cardinals win for it on 4th down early in the game. That didn't make sense, and it worked. Like the Cardinals were like playing like they were really playing for something, even though they were like 4-11 at the time.
Well, if you remember, Derek, the Cardinals actually needed to lose that game to secure the
Right.
number 1 overall pick. So
Yeah,
they hurt themselves.
Exactly. Oh, Teddy's going to the locker room. Teddy Bridgewater when they're down by 2.
The next quarterback was doing really good.
Yeah, are they in the red zone or something?
No, Washington.
Oh, New England as
Do,
well.
do you guys remember the name of the wide receiver who was later awarded the keys to Green Bay
Nate Poole.
from Arizona?
Something Poole. Is
Yeah.
Nate Poole right? Or
Cool. Yeah.
It was Poole. I don't know the first name. P-O-O-L-E.
might have been Tyrone
believe it
Poole. I
was.
forget if it was Nate or
Nathan?
Tyrone, but it was something like that.
Nathan Poole, maybe?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Eagles just lost, by the way. Minshew just threw a pick 6.
So
Well,
that
it's
means
all
the
on
Cowboys
then.
for sure have something to play for, right? Nathaniel
Cowboys,
Poole is
Eagles,
what makes it.
Vikings all have something to play for. And for can the 49ers get the 1 seed? They probably can.
Yeah, they still can.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. It's almost as if it was set up this way.
You know, guys, if somebody would have told you a month ago that this day would have looked like this, you would have thought they were high on ayahuasca.
Touchdown, Mike Evans. Tom
Mike
Brady's
Evans-
going
Mike
off
Evans
for me.
just
Sorry to
scored
cut
his
you off
third
there, Dad. I got a
touchdown.
little excited. Tom Brady threw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns after not doing anything all year, and so I'm relieved that way.
Mike Evans
many yards?
must have 300 yards.
400.
Well, 400?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a portend for A-Raj?
Could be.
Let's hope
And there's
so.
7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He could tack on some more.
Yeah, Mike Evans has 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Holy smokes.
They're going for 2 to try to go up by 3. They got it to Godwin. 24-21 Buccaneers.
So how
Wow.
did the Bears and Lions come out?
It's 38 to 10
It was 38
right
to
now.
10 last time I checked.
Okay, never mind.
No hope
Never
for us
mind.
that way.
Well, we got to get to prognostications. Where are we
Yes.
here?
We
Yep.
better do it.
What
Let's
is
see.
Schmitty? What
I'm gonna-
happened to Schmitty? Did he?
He's already
I'm gonna try
on
and
the
break-
pacing phase of the
He's
day.
already facing. I can take over.
Now, maybe the Browns should have lost because he's already pacing now that the Browns won.
Wow. You better get him something to calm his nerves.
I'm trying.
Been
Let's
feeding
show
me
our
drinks.
records on picking for the year here, guys. Schmitty's had a quite a run. I think we were talking, Schmitty, you were in our heads at over Christmas here. We were wondering if you're waging a little psychological warfare against us here, because you'll come in with one take.
Yeah,
It's time for the
yes.
Packers to end their season, and then you'll pick the Packers, and we're so bamboozled that I think that's what we're chalking up our lack of success here picking to, at least. Has there been a little bit of psychological operation on your end that way?
Obviously, there's no reason. You got a coin near you in your back pocket, maybe on your desk. Just flip that. That's how these things go. Just flip a coin. Figure out if the Packers win or not. That's all it comes down to. So that's what I do. I flip a coin, and that tells me what the Packers are going to do, if they're going to win or lose.
Griff
Fair
was
enough.
flipping a coin during our board game last night.
I was.
That's how funny he is
That was
during
fake,
board games.
obviously. It was the appearance of a coin flip, but
Okay.
But
yeah.
let's get into it. Let's have our guest,
Yeah.
Griffey. Let's start off with our guest and his prediction for the game.
So I don't want to.
Yeah.
There's already been a couple of predictions. Nick did 30-24. I missed Al's. I'm hoping I'm not.
Al said
gonna copy
27 to 24. Al said 27 to 24, and then he said, wait, 23. Yeah, that's what he said. So they cover. He has the Packers covering.
Yeah. So this is interesting because my predictions are so close to Nick and Al's. Should I change it? I don't know. My prediction is Packers 27, Vikings 21. 27-21. Packers get it done.
We love it.
But more comfortable than what Nick described. Maybe Vikings
Yeah,
score a
Nick
late
was
touchdown.
had it going down to the last possession. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's 27-14. Vikings get a late touchdown to make it 27-21, make it look closer than it was, type of thing. Stress-free win is what I predict.
I like it. Schmitty?
Guys, now last week, if I'm not mistaken, I projected the Packers were going to win 26-20. 6 points they were going to win by, or 5 points. Or I'm sorry, 25-20, I believe. They ended up winning by 6. So I was damn near right on the dot here. Points, teams, spread, everything.
Unbelievable.
This week, I have the Packers 23, the Vikings 25. The Packers are going to lose everything. This is over. You couldn't have.
No. Get out of here.
Schmitty, what are you doing
Guys,
to us?
I'm sorry to say, this is where this cool ride ends, man. You get all hyped up. You get all hyped up. You're going to Six Flags, Great America. They got a new ride. You can't wait. You barely can sleep. You get there, and the damn new ride is broken. No one's getting on the ride. No one. And on top of that, you waited in line for 4.5 hours, and you were the next person in line. You were about to be front of the cart. You were going to you see the world from a whole new perspective, and then they killed it. And that's unfortunately what happens today. All of our hopes and dreams are dashed. And I'm walking out of here sad, and maybe Derek gives me a slice of pizza to make up for it. But that's all you get.
I'll be ordering an Uber for him.
Yeah, I think he will be. Wow. Wow, that took it after all the glowing and happy and optimistic predictions we've had from Packer faithful here. Schmitty's making our buddy Joe Swanson pretty happy here in the chat. So I don't know what's up with Schmitty. He's been a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde all year, hasn't he, Dad? Do you have any optimism
He's
to
been the
temper that with?
prototypical, the quintessential zigzagger. I've learned a lot from Schmitty this year. And I'm going to pontificate on that for just a minute now before I give you my prediction. Is it my turn, by the way? I don't want to be out of order here.
Well, we
'cause this is,
can we can ease up to it. The other thing I was thinking about was giving your dad, get a third generation of Christensen on the line here and see if we can get a perspective from him before we carry on with the rest of the picks. Should I give that a shot?
You want to, you could try. Papa's 90 years old. He may or may not answer that cell phone, but I know if he answers, he'll have a prediction.
I think he would get a kick out of it. So let's see how it goes. If not, then we'll carry on back to your pick here.
All right.
Give me just a moment.
I know he's sitting at home watching the game right now, the pregame. I don't think he has any bourbon yet. By the way, Derek, don't let Schmitty put any Coke in his bourbon. Just keep the stimulants out of there.
He won't.
Okay.
If I know Schmitty, he won't be putting any Coke in it.
No, just ice.
You
Hey,
allow
Griffin,
Coke, though.
Is that you, Griff?
This is
Derek
hello,
and his lovely
Papa.
wife.
How are you doing today?
Boy, I'm doing good. How about you?
We're doing well. We're doing a live edition of the Beta Boys Weekly Packer podcast here that I know you've been able to.
I
tune
know,
in
and
for
I've
a
been
couple
watching.
times.
I've been watching you, Griff. I want to tell you, you got your hands full with a bunch like that.
I sure do. I sure do. We got this one live, and so you're on with the whole cast of characters yourself here, Papa.
Oh, I'm intimidated. I think I'll hang up the phone, but go ahead. I want to talk
Well-
to that guy that predicted that the Packers were going to get beat.
Well,
I
that
think
was
he's
Schmitty
Schmitty.
here.
He's on the call. He's on the call.
Hi, Papa.
Do you have some words for him, Papa? What do you think about that
Well,
character?
I got it figured out. He disappeared from the scene for a while. And he was gone, and I was worried about him, but I think he was in there hoisting a few, and he came back with a bad attitude.
I think you got that about right.
So anyway, I'm enjoying the podcast. I'm waiting for the other predictions here, like from your dad.
Well, we wanted to get yours before
Yes,
we
we all
hear
are.
his. Let's
Oh,
hear your thoughts, and then I'll let you stay on and hear his live with us.
Okay, I'm going to slip it in here real quick. Let me see. I got to ponder this a little bit. Smitty said this. I'm going to go with the Packers 28 and the Vikings 22. Now, did
I like
it
it.
cover everybody's bets?
I like it. You're
Everyone's
popular on
bets
the
cover.
chat here.
6-point
Okay, don't
victory
hold
is
me to any
popular.
of that.
We won't hold
I'll
it
forget
against
5
you.
minutes. I'll forget 5 minutes after I've talked to you what my prediction was. But Patty Joe's sitting here sure remind me.
We'll say hi to Nana there for us as well. And the important thing here is that we had another on the side of the Packer victory here. So we're stacking them up that
Oh.
way. I want to give your son, my dad, a chance here, Papa. You can hear his projection.
Okay.
Okay, the time has come to commit, right? So I've learned over the course of this year. Now, by the way, the last 3 years, my predicting record would have been whatever the Packers' record was, because I just predicted them to win every week. So I was 13-4 last year, 13-3 the year before, 13-3 the year before. But this year, I just want you to know I'm willing to sacrifice my predicting record. That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm all in for the good of the whole and the good of the team, and it has become increasingly apparent to me that starting 2 years ago, I was absolutely thoroughly convinced that Aaron Rodgers would lead us back against Tampa Bay to take the lead in that game when he had the ball 3 times in a row and went 3 and out. I could not have been more convinced that the Packers were going to beat the Niners last year in the playoffs. It was absolutely rock solid deal. And in the first game this year against the Vikings, there was no doubt in my mind after that 49ers loss that we were going to put one on the Vikings. So Aaron needs a chip on his shoulder. Aaron does not perform until there's enough negativity on the other side. And so the Packers have been underachieving. They have been forlorn in terms of the experts and the prognosticators. So I'm going to help Aaron out. Aaron is not going to be able to get it done at the end of the game today. In a buzzer beater, Vikings 33, Packers 31, and that should be all Aaron needs. That should be all the angst that Aaron needs to prove me wrong. So I'm telling you, I'm willing to do this. My record isn't going to be good, but that's my contribution to the effort, boys. And I don't want anything for it. Don't thank me or anything else. Just whatever it takes to get the boys fired up. There you have it.
Oh, hop on
A
the
little
pirate
chip
ship
on their
car.
shoulder.
Join
Derek,
me.
are you going to be
Fire the
okay
cannon.
over there? Nobody will be happier if I'm wrong.
Papa, what do you think about that?
He has to repeat that one more time. I'm not sure I heard it right.
Switch it. You might need to fix it.
Don't make me say it again. It's hard enough
many
the first
bourbons.
time.
He picked the Vikings was the big takeaway there, Papa. I think,
Yeah.
you know, I understand the motivation. He's trying to fire up Aaron Rodgers so that he's got a little extra motivation. The last couple times we've picked against the Packers, they've come out on top. So I like the psychology that way, but I just don't have the heart to pick against them today. Win, lose, or draw, and no matter who they're going up against, I think I would have to pick the Pack with everything falling into place for us. And maybe that's not going to help them out and inspire them the way that my dad did with his pick there. But I have to pick the green and gold. Otherwise, I'm just not going to feel right. I better not switch your pick there, Dad. So I got to pick the Packers. I'm going to pick them in a close one. The Vikings have had a number of close games this year, right? They're 11-0 in one-score games. And I think we take them to 11-1. And then maybe in a couple weeks, we take them to 11-2. That's my hope that way. I got to go with the green and gold on this one. I'm taking the Packers 24-21, Mason Crosby at the buzzer.
Nice.
Wow.
That's what I got that way. Awesome. Well, Papa, I wanted to say thank you very much for joining us here. I'll let you and Nana get ready for your kickoff preparations here. Sure do love you guys.
Well,
Thank you, Papa.
we love
and
you
Nana.
guys too.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I just want you to know I'm enjoying your program, and I hope you're right about the score. I'll remember that one if I forget the one that I said, but I will remember yours. Well, you guys have a good
Well,
time.
I'll remember
Happy
yours,
New
and
Year.
then we'll really have something.
Happy New Year.
We'll remind you when you're correct.
Get the spotted cow ready for the end of the game.
Go.
Frosty
I got one already. Yep.
Attaboy.
Go Packers.
Go Pack, go.
Go
Good
Pack.
to talk to you. Yep. Bye.
Take care, Papa. Holy smokes, I wasn't prepared for two of you guys to take the Vikings here. This is the tough thing about being live. I was a little bewildered there. But I'll have
just
to
two
hold it together, I
things
guess.
to resolve the whole thing, guys. Two things. The Packers have not lost this year when I don that jersey. And it's on. And they have not lost when I picked against them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have an extra pre-game drink, more than I planned for after you guys picked the Vikings. This guy's in my house right now.
That's
And he picked the
tough
Vikings.
duty. That's tough. You better get him all greased up and lubricated so that you can make it through the afternoon.
I know.
I'm going to be watching
Hey, I gotta-
the game from their balcony.
I got a closing thought for you guys here. How about a guy who hasn't been overly productive, but he's been a heck of a Packer and is kind of a leader amongst the boys, does things the right way, and I think he might come up and make a big play when we need it most, and that is Derek's boy.
Randall Cobb! Randall!
How about a big play from Randall Cobb when we need it there? How do you feel about that, Derek?
I like the thought. I probably wouldn't have picked it myself. He's been pretty absent this season. He's got a few third down conversions, but he's not on the field too much. So I wouldn't count on it, but I like the idea.
Hey, who was there on the last play of the game when we needed to beat the Chicago Bears a number of years ago on 4th down?
That was him.
I think he's a clutch guy.
48-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Win the division.
I don't know if he's going to have something like that, but I'm thinking more, a crucial 3rd down in the early 4th quarter. He
3rd and
secures a
6,
catch
yeah.
in amongst the trees and in contact or something like that. So awfully fun doing this live here, guys. Thanks for joining us. Any closing thoughts for the viewers here from Ruben?
Yeah, he says
Well,
go Pack go.
Atta boy, Ruben.
There we
I
go.
got a thought for you guys. Everybody's
Yeah.
thinking Cobb or Watson on a deep route. I see Watson on a comeback play over the middle, and number 83, Samori Torrey, taking it deep to the flag route for a big score at a key time to be integral in the final outcome of the game.
I too have a final thought for you. Rasul Douglas with a blank Mike McCarthy stare on his face as JJ goes for 233 yards today and 2 touchdowns.
Somebody cut
Dude,
this
guy's
guy
not
off.
staying-
Get him
he's
out of
gonna be
here.
on the streets before kickoff.
Good luck, Derek.
Get him out of here. Hey, take care, guys. Go Pack.
Go Pack. Go Pack.
Go Pack, go.